4.9% increase or 4.9% decrease to Social Security benefits. I have all the details and what you need to know right here in the video, so let's get right into it. All right, now in this video, I want to discuss the details of a new report that was just released suggesting a 4.9% increase, which would impact tens of millions of Americans, or a 4.9% decrease to Social Security benefits, which yet again would impact tens of millions of beneficiaries. Let's get into it and talk about what they're now discussing. However, really fast before we do, thank you so much for joining me. If you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, please make sure to subscribe by hitting the button right down below the video, as it's totally free to do so, and because I am your one and only daily advocate, I'm here for you right by your side each and every day, watching all this new information hitting the wire, doing the research and breaking it all down into these short videos so you can stay updated with what's actually going on right now as things are changing very rapidly. And of course, I want to break this all down so you can understand how this is going to impact you, your money, your benefits, your lifestyle, your bank account, and of course, most importantly, anything out there right now you can possibly grab and or take advantage of as a low-income or fixed-income beneficiary. So again, thanks so much for joining me. Please subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet so you don't miss any videos going forward. And also remember, I am here for you in any way that I can be. That's my dedication, that's my commitment, and as always, that is my promise to you and everybody right here in the community. All right, thanks again. Let's get into it and talk about what they're now suggesting as far as a 4.9% increase or 4.9% decrease to monthly benefits. All right, another idea we can throw into the huge idea pile. All right, so let's get into this and talk about what they're talking about. All right, so as we all know, there's this insolvency issue with Social Security. Obviously, we all know this because we've talked about it many times. It seems like every day there's a new plan, a new idea, a new proposal, a new bill, something that comes out to address this issue. It's nice that they're talking about it. It's nice that they're coming up with some different ideas and plans on this, but honestly, these are like the worst ideas I've ever heard. It's like, do they not think, or like, what's going on here? I mean, seriously, where do they come up with their ideas? Because in my honest opinion, they're not very good at all. But either way, I want to talk about the details of this one. So based on a new report that was released, obviously we know that there's this insolvency issue in about 10 years from right now. However, there's about 18 different ideas out there right now as far as how we can actually address this issue and what they can do. Obviously, we've talked about many of these in other videos, but I want to break down some other details about this. So here's what it comes down to. According to their research and according to some different research as far as out of the CBO, the Congressional Budget Office, as well as out of the Board of Trustees for Social Security, they clearly found that the trust fund would be completely depleted by about 2033. However, if they did just this one simple thing, they would push out insolvency in this program out until 2096. So that would be, 73 years from right now? So just this one simple thing. Let me break down the details for you. They found that if they implemented immediately, as in right now, if they implemented an immediate 4.9% payroll tax, which would be, impactful for basically anybody that is working and receiving a paycheck, because, somebody that's working and receiving a paycheck is paying into Social Security taxes, right? That is what funds the Social Security Trust Fund. So they found that if they implemented an immediate 4.9% increase to the Social Security payroll tax, this would push out insolvency for about 73 years out until 2096. However, on the other hand, they also found they could do the same thing. Rather than implementing a 4.9% increase to Social Security payroll taxes, they found that if they immediately decreased monthly benefits by 4.9%, again, they could push out insolvency until 2096. Yeah, I mean, seriously, you've got to be kidding me right now, right? These are the ideas that they're playing with. These are the things that they're talking about. Can you believe it? I'm going to be real with you right now. I can believe it. Seriously, this is what they're talking about. So when it comes down to it, will they be implementing a 4.9% tax? Realistically, they could. I wouldn't put it past them at all. Will they implement a 4.9% reduction to monthly benefits? I'm going to go ahead and say this much. I highly doubt it. I highly, highly doubt that. So that is something that I would not be concerned about at all. But again, when it comes down to it, they have these couple numbers here, and it all revolves around a 4.9%. So a 4.9% increase in payroll taxes or a 4.9% decrease to monthly benefits. Now, that would not be a good situation. Now, here's the thing. when it comes down to it, where would they realistically be better off? Now, again, I can tell you this much. They would certainly not be better off by reducing benefits for about 70 million beneficiaries. First off, that would make a lot of people really, really unhappy, and that would not be a very good move politically, right? When it comes down to it, if they reduced benefits by 4.9%, even though, when it comes down to the dollars and cents, let's just be real. A 4.9% reduction on a $1,000 benefit would be $49 per month. Well, that'd be about, what is that? About $600 a year, roughly. It's a little bit less than $600 a year on a $1,000 benefit. Now, obviously, if you're getting, say, $600 or $800 or $3,000, it's obviously going to be a lot different, right? But that was just the example I was giving right there. So that's what they're talking about. However, if they were to implement a 4.9% payroll tax increase, would that be a good idea also? Well, a lot of people would be pretty unhappy, but at the end of the day, just like everything else, as they continue to raise our taxes, is there anything we can do about it? No. We just kind of suck it up, and that's about all we can really do, right? So unfortunately, no matter how they would do this, if they were to implement either of these plans, raising taxes or reducing benefits, ultimately the group that would be, kind of brunting the whole thing would not be, all that happy about it. But when it comes down to it, realistically, if I had to choose between either of these plans, I would say, honestly, raising the taxes would probably get a lot more support. And again, I'm going to be real with you right now. I don't foresee either of these actually happening. However, in the article that they were talking about this, they were actually suggesting maybe there would be some type of hybrid between these, as in maybe they raise taxes by, say, 2.45%, and they reduce benefits by 2.45%, which equaled together would be that same 4.9% that they're talking about. So, wow, some more things that we can throw in the pile here as far as different ideas and concepts that they're throwing around as far as the insolvency issue. Now, again, I do want to throw this out there. We have about 10 years to go until the whole insolvency things comes up, right? Until we have the major concerns about this. At least they're talking about something now. But again, I'm going to say this. They need to continue to go back to the drawing board because all of these ideas that they come up with are no good, right? But at least they're talking about it. At least Social Security is, getting a lot of light here. They're getting a lot of attention on Social Security right now. I'm seeing a lot of reports about this coming up, and this is a hot button issue right now. If you've been hearing about anything coming out right now, there's a lot of talk about this. Social Security is in the headlines a lot lately. Medicare is also in the headlines a lot lately. This is some very important stuff right now. And we know that this would impact millions of people. There's about 70 million people that draw on benefits that are administered by the Social Security Administration every single month. Now, again, this encompasses, obviously, retirement and disability, survivors, SSI. All of these benefits encompass about 70 million beneficiaries in total. It's a lot of people. Now, obviously, this would not impact everybody, but this is also something we would need to, consider and talk about either way. So I wanted to bring this to your attention, let you know what's actually going on out there. But this is just yet again another plan that they've been talking about and playing around with. But when it comes down to it, if I were to rate this one and to give it some kind of scale as far as the likelihood of this happening, realistically, I really wouldn't put a whole lot of weight behind this one. Just like many of the other plans that are out there, I don't really see this one happening. There's just no way. There's just no way that they're going to get enough support to reduce benefits. And if they were to raise taxes, again, I would actually anticipate them to raise taxes. The reason I say that is because this is kind of their go-to with everything. Anytime that they need more money, where do they go to it? Or where do they go to get it? They get it from us, right? They get it from us, the American people. They say, well, where can we get some money? We need some money right now. Where can we get it? Let's think for a second. Oh, let's grab it from the American people. Let's do it that way, right? So that's usually what they do. That's usually their go-to when they need money is just raise up taxes on the people. So I would not be surprised one bit for them to do that. Will they really get a 4.9% increase? Highly doubt it. Maybe a couple percent at most, maybe 1.5%, something like that, maybe something like that. But I would anticipate that'd be in conjunction with something else like maybe raising the full retirement age or something along those lines. Many of the other ideas and plans that we've talked about previously in other videos. But I came across this and I kind of laughed out loud a little bit as I read this because I thought, you've got to be kidding me right now. Another plan, seriously, another one. But again, just like everything out there, right? When we try to figure out a solution to a problem, what do? We explore any and all options, and then we kind of get rid of the ones that are bad, and we feel like, okay, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. This has potential, maybe on this one. We'll put a maybe on that one. No, no, no. Maybe a potential on this one. Kind of things like this. So at least they're going through a lot of different options here, and they're playing around with a lot of different ideas to determine what could actually happen, what could actually have a little bit of, support through Congress, things like this, and what, at the end of the day, will, honestly, what's going to bother the American people the least? Well, I can tell you this much, reducing benefits is not going to solve anybody's problem. That's going to just create more problems, especially for the low income and fixed income. Reducing benefits is not going to help anybody. Raising taxes, well, nobody wants that to be done either, but at the end of the day, we do know that the fixed income benefits that people are living on, these are very critical benefits. These are vitally important benefits that people rely on, just like we've talked about in previous videos, where about 90% of fixed income beneficiaries rely on their monthly benefit for 90+% of their monthly income. In other words, vitally important. No other way to put it, right? Every last dollar is very important. In fact, I was just reading through the comments section and I saw a couple of people reaching out saying, I get $960 a month. I get $940 a month or something like this. Well, that's pretty hard to live on when you're trying to pay for everything, utilities and rent and food and insurance on your car and gas in your car and clothing and all the utilities and stuff like that. Makes it very, very hard, right? Almost impossible, especially right now during this high inflationary time and this very expensive time that we're going through. Yeah, it makes it pretty tough. Either way, I wanted to bring this to your attention to let you know what's going on. As I've always said, as I do get more details on any of these reports or any of these new plans or ideas or proposals or anything like this that they're coming up with, of course, I always want to bring it to your attention to let you know what's going on. And again, I think this is another one we can throw in the pile of, nah, it's not going to happen. Highly unlikely for this one anyway. But you never know. Sometimes when we see these things like this come out, we think there's no way they're going to do that. There's just no way. They couldn't do that. And then sure enough, before you know it, they're saying, we're moving forward with our plans. And we think, are you kidding me right now? Really? That's the worst plan you thought of? And you're moving forward with it? Well, no surprise. Anyway, I want to bring this to your attention. I'll bring you any other details as I do get them. So please make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet. Share the video with your friends, family, social media, and go back and check out any of the other thousands of videos here on the channel. Until next time, please remember, I'm here for you in any way that I can be. It is my dedication to bring you all the information to help you out, as well as to be here right by your side every single day with all of these updates as they're hitting the wire. It's a really weird time that we're living through right now. Either way, let's just hope the people that have the ability to make these changes, make the right decisions for the low income and fixed income, the people that rely on these monthly benefits. It's a hot button issue right now. But again, I'll keep you posted as I do get more details. So again, I'll catch you again later in the next one. Subscribe down below, enjoy your day, and I'll see you soon in the next video.